Good evening. If we could all be seated, please. I know. Well, the kids are listening. They're doing a lovely job. It works, yeah. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Kelly Willits, House Principal for Seneca and Towasentha. Welcome families, students, and staff to the 2023 Farnsworth Middle School Moving Up Day ceremony. Today, we celebrate our FMS 8th graders as they become the Guilderland High School class of 2027. Before we begin tonight, I'd like to take a moment to thank some people that have helped to prepare us for this evening. Thank you to our FMS clerical staff for their organization, to our Guilderland School District Facilities team for our stage and our setup tonight, to Andy Maycock and the GHS Tech crew for our video and live stream this evening. Thank you to the FMS Student Council, FMS PTA, community members, staff, and parents that contributed to our 8th grade Moving Up Day celebration. We had an amazing time together this morning. Thanks to Mary Grace Judge, our 8th grade advisor, for assisting our team speakers. Thank you to our district office team and Board of Education for their support. To our FMS families for loving and supporting your students and our school community. And thank you to our 8th grade teachers. You have been advocates, caregivers, and helped our students reach their potential. Our students are fortunate to have you in their corner. May I introduce our company here on the stage this evening? I have Dr. Marie Wiles, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Michael Laster, FMS Building Principal. And Mr. Bill Obie, House Principal for Mohawk and Hiawatha. And Mr. Obie is attending his final FMS Moving Up Day ceremony tonight. Thank you, Bill, for more than 21 years of dedicated service to FMS. We wish you the best in retirement. We also have some esteemed guests with us this evening. Tonight we have with us from our district office team, Rachel Anderson, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Dr. Seema Rivera, our School Board President. And Guilderland Board of Education members, Rebecca Butterfield, Blanca Gonzalez-Parker, Judy Slack, and Gloria Toll-Hill. Thank you guys for your support. All right, let's get this underway. Could we please welcome to the stage Jacob Gordon, FMS Student Council President, and Brody Law, Student Council Vice President.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Here, give him the mic to him. 3, 2, 1. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Please be seated.
Thanks, guys. And now I'd like to introduce Michael Laster, Farnsworth Middle School principal.
Thank you, Mrs. Willits. Good evening, parents, relatives, and friends of our 8th grade students. Thank you for sharing your children with us over the past 3 years and for allowing us to be part of this great night. It's a privilege to share this memory with all of you. I'd like to start by thanking the family and friends who have supported our 8th graders along their academic and social-emotional middle school journey. Making it to today was easier because of your love, your care, and your support. Thank you for allowing us to be part of their lives and for working together with us to help each of them succeed. Thank you for what you've done so far, but what you will do for students in the future in high school is even more important. Stay curious, ask good questions, remain involved, support their accomplishments, and comfort them when they fall down. As high school students, they will need you more than ever. They're just not going to ask you for it. Today's celebration wouldn't be possible without the hard work and patience of our elementary and middle school teachers and staff. They have cultivated a culture of questioning, creativity, and innovation. They've built the foundation for future successes for all of our students sitting here. Along with our students, our teachers and staff are the heart of FMS. They're committed to our mission of creating an exciting, inclusive, and challenging learning environment. The shared decisions that we make that are based on the 7 essential elements of middle-level education help keep us focused on educating the whole child. Our staff members embrace the fact that teaching at the middle level is different. Middle schoolers are inquisitive, yet shy. They're loud, but nervous about what everybody else is thinking about them. They're always trying to find their place in this world. I'm honored to work alongside educators each and every day who embrace those challenges. They truly love middle school children and are really good at forming trusting relationships with them, which is critical at this point in their lives. Our students have benefited from their excellence. Please join me in applauding their efforts that have helped these kids reach this milestone. And finally, good evening and welcome to our current 8th grade students and future Guilderland Central School District's graduating class of 2027. This unforgettable event has been 9 years in the making that's required your hard work, focus, and determination. Each and every one of you and all who love you deserve to cherish tonight. As we reflect upon the last 10 months at FMS, the successes of these students have been impressive. Many of them have been recognized for their academic excellence as noted in our program this evening, such as the President's Award, National Junior Honor Society, and Board of Education Awards. Our modified student athletes competed with sportsmanship and excellence this year. This year we had the largest number of 8th grade student athletes play on high school athletic teams. This class will surely have athletic records in their high school years. I look forward to hearing about them. Our student musicians showcased their talents at concerts, in our Mask Matilda Jr. production, and at various NISMA competitions. I particularly enjoyed their March Music in Our Schools performances in Albany, in the Capitol Plaza. They once again wowed the crowd as they strolled along the promenade during lunch. I was super proud of the kids who performed down there. 167 of the students in front of us were inducted into the National Junior Honor Society Helderberg chapter earlier this spring. These inductees are ready to utilize their positive leadership skills for good during their high school career. Other students sitting here have been recognized for their award-winning artwork, much of it captured in our yearbook in our district's DEI Fireside Chat advertisements, in our program this evening, and in school art displays. One thing that all of them share is the positive impact they've made on the people at FMS. We will miss them and their inquisitiveness, but are excited to see what they'll accomplish in their high school years. Students, you've thrived during middle school despite living through a global pandemic. Not many people can say that. The importance of that perseverance cannot be understated. Remaining resilient in the face of challenges is something you will often practice in the next 4 years. Remember that setbacks and obstacles are a natural part of life. It's how you respond to them that truly matters. Face the challenges that will come your way in high school with determination and a positive attitude. Lean into the struggle that will come and learn a life lesson from every single one. Remember, failure is just life trying to change you for the better. As you transition to high school, remember the importance of time management and goal setting. Knowing when to seek support from your teachers and counselors and administrators. Staying focused on your studies, that's going to be your main responsibility. We encourage you to explore new opportunities, get involved in the extracurricular activities that are available, and build positive relationships with as many teachers and fellow students as you can. Have faith in yourself and your abilities as you move forward through our high school hallways. Students, as you leave FMS, I cannot stress enough the importance of good character. I know each and every one of you are capable of exercising your P2 character traits, such as integrity, kindness, respect, and empathy. Continue developing these qualities as you move forward in your educational journey. Continue standing up for the student who's getting teased. Refuse to be that bystander. Take pride in making your high school community a better place for all. Every now and then, this is going to shock you, put your cell phone down. Take a tech break. Appreciate the natural beauty that surrounds us. Seek positivity and block those inappropriate texts and social media posts. In an age where we're relying on our devices and connectivity to do more work than we've ever done before, it's extremely important to step away from the screen and practice life balance and digital citizenship. And finally, practice empathy. Having empathy, more importantly, understanding what other people are going through, is an essential skill to develop in order for you to be successful in our high school, but more importantly, in the world. This situational awareness will help you survive challenges and endure hardships. Perspective is also an important skill to practice. Understanding and respecting other people's point of view is a quality that will help broaden your worldview and help you appreciate other people's ways of thinking. We know as an FMS community, and we're confident that these students are ready to leave us. These young men and women have surprised us, they've made us proud, but they're now ready to embark on the next phase of their life. The lessons and skills that these students have refined over their middle school years will provide them with the foundation for their future successes in high school and beyond. Our responsibility as a school district is to empower each and every one of them to succeed in whatever they choose to do. At FMS, we've helped and attempted to try to help them grow their wings that they need to soar to great new heights. We now await to hearing about them in their high school years. Class of 2027, your time is now. Take advantage of all of our high school has to offer. Apply yourself and contribute to working towards a better community. Pursue your dreams, set ambitious goals, and make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead of you. Embrace your future with confidence, curiosity, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Make good choices, but have fun along the way. You only get to do high school once. Just remember to come visit us at FMS every now and then to let us know how you've done, all right? Congratulations, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Mr. Laster. And now, Antoinette Gao and Dylan Mabey will provide some remarks on behalf of the FMS Student Council.
Hello. The Student Council of 2022 and 2023 would like to thank all parents and guardians, PTA, and community members for helping make our events a huge success.
Student Council was able to sponsor several school-wide events this year, including the Winter House Spirit Week,
Winter Extravaganza,
Spring House Spirit Week,
Penny Drive,
Spring Fling,
tie-dyeing t-shirts.
and the Moving Up Day celebration we were able to participate in this morning.
These events created lasting memories and built school spirit.
The Moving Up Day celebration was able to take place again this year during the school day for everybody to participate in.
We had 5 different inflatables, including Hungry Hungry Hippos and obstacle courses,
Kickball,
bracelet making,
a DJ,
photo booth,
Kona Ice.
and lawn games, to just name a few.
This event was a nice way to spend our time together as an FMS 8th grade class.
It was with help and generosity of PTA and families that this was made possible.
Lastly, we would like to thank all the staff that helped to make these events a success.
Especially the 8th grade teachers. Many gave up their personal time to help us do things like create sleds for the sled race.
Chaperone the dance, and help to run Moving Up Day events.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys for representing Student Council. Every year, each FMS house nominates a student to speak on behalf of their peers. This year's student speaker from Mohawk is Juno Wilford.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Juno Wilford. I've never really been a fan of all the sappy stuff that everyone says at the start of speeches, so I'll cut to the chase. These past 3 years have been pretty challenging for a lot of us. Of course, it wasn't all some terrible, horrible experience, but there were lots of struggles that all of us faced, whether it was a global pandemic or a hard test. And guess what? We made it. We completed our middle school career. And that's a great thing, but I want us all to remember, we still have so much more to learn and to look forward to. For some of us, it may feel like the end of our childhoods, and for some of us, it may feel scary to move up into the high school. And some of you are right in a way. It will be harder. But look at all we've accomplished already, and there's still so much more to come. It may be a little more difficult, but it's nothing any of us can't handle. Every single student in this building for these past 3 years have faced challenges that have strengthened us and prepared us for high school. My point is, there's nothing to be scared of. High school is not something that should be feared. We have so many opportunities in the high school, and we can truly find out who and what we want to be. But let me take a step back. I don't want this speech just to be looking ahead, because it's important to remember our time here. A lot has happened to everyone. And of course, not everyone remembers everything that has happened in these 3 years. We were all in different classes and had different experiences. But there were times I found myself looking back at the end of each year thinking, goodness gracious, golly, gee whiz, did all that happen in just 1 year? Because every single year has felt packed with things happening. I have made friends here at FMS and bolstered friendships that I made in elementary school. I have found new hobbies and passions, and I've grown so much. And I know everyone else here has too. I have been in Mohawk all 3 years here at FMS, and what that has taught me is that your house doesn't really matter. We are all one group. We are the 8th grade class of 2023. Sure, we aren't all friends, we don't all know each other really well, but we are all together as one class. I've had so much fun these past 3 years, and I can't wait to see what the high school has for us.
Thank you, Juno. Our next speaker is Monica Bauer from Hiawatha.
Before I jump into the speech, I apologize to Mrs. Blanchard for not being scientifically accurate. We've all heard of Charles Darwin. He voyaged around the Galapagos Islands and viewed the 14 finches. Darwin noticed how each finch adapted to its environment through natural selection. Now, put it this way. We, the 8th graders, are the finches, and the environment that selects for us is FMS. Through careful observation, we all started out as small 6th graders, competing to look the coolest in our preppy picture day outfits and for crowning the title of who could say sus the most in a single sentence. We 6th graders didn't have to worry much about anything, except completing 1 or 2 homework assignments and obtaining a lunch cookie. Learning about ancient Mesopotamia was only fun, not stressful. And in math, all we had to do was multiply length and width to get the area of a rectangle. The only annoying thing about 6th grade was having to wear masks all the time and social distancing. But I won't ever forget how Mrs. Moses would hand out her Bath & Body Works hand sanitizer and repeat the phrase, "A little dab will do ya," whenever the solution came out of the bottle. Then 7th grade came. A little bit more of a challenge, but still not unbearable. The competition for lunch cookies remained the same. We were also introduced to new, amazing teachers. Shout out to Miss Foley for coming in and being one of the most fun science teachers. We also got taller, and new trends developed. Hearing Doja Cat wherever you went on the radio, the uprise of the gritty, and how could we forget the My Name is Chicky audio. At that point in time, middle school was a breeze. And no, I am not trying to spite my past teachers. It was easy and fun. FMS seemed to be the most stable environment in any ecosystem. But then came the natural disaster of the 8th grade. Oh, 8th grade, where do I begin? We're the oldest kids now, they said. School won't be hard until high school, they said. You barely get homework, they lied. The day I entered 8th grade, I maybe had 5 homework assignments. That is 5 more homework assignments than I ever had to do on the first day of school. Maybe even the most homework I've had to do ever, period. I thought that was bad until I saw the long and dreadful biology packets. Some days, I thought I would never survive the 8th grade. And then, within the first few months of school, I met my amazing teachers. Mrs. Blanchard, Miss Pollock, Miss McPherson, and Miss Cambrea. Mrs. Pollock taught us about compound sentences and treated us with freeze pops the day after the ELA test. Miss McPherson made classroom-owned companies compete in the big business project. Miss Cambrea let us play obnoxious songs in math and teaching us that getting a 92% on a test wasn't failing. And Mrs. Blanchard had us complete fun and interactive labs, including the ones where cold fish and crickets were involved. Without these amazing teachers, I don't think I would have ever survived the 8th grade. And of course, my lovely friends. Other valuable mentions of the 8th grade were our first school dance, our field trip to Sky Zone, the cereal box dominoes, playing kickball outside on warm spring days, and fun math scavenger hunts. And of course, the trends for the year. Swaggy Lee Miller, the Midnight's album by Taylor Swift, Rihanna's halftime performance, and figuring out if you're an okay or a la 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 personality. Now, what does 8th grade have to do with evolution? It has to do with a variety of different things. Physical growth, as in getting taller and getting new haircuts at the beginning of every school year. The trend growth, from playing Among Us to Uno to even chess at lunch, which I still don't understand how everybody knew how to play chess in a day. The mental growth, from knowing how to find the area of a square, to knowing how to solve for x, to even being able to solve quadratic equations. And most importantly, social growth. Being able to express yourself in the accepting community of FMS, making new friends every year, becoming less shy and speaking up for what's right. These skills will help me the most in the future and help me to project my personality to the world. And that's what FMS should be known for, being a kind place where you can be your true self. And look at us now, Darwin. Through the natural selection of our environment, we could thrive. The middle school prepared us for a new, bigger, and more challenging habitat. GHS. Thank you to all of the middle school teachers and staff for making the past 3 years a fun and unforgettable experience. Had you not prepared us for high school, I think we would have gone extinct. As the famous scientist Charles Darwin once said, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Succeeding in this school doesn't come down to being the most popular or being the best athlete, nor does it have to do with who has the most brains. Succeeding in this school means being able to learn from your mistakes. Succeeding in this school means being kind. Succeeding in this school means trying. And the students aren't the only ones that have to adapt to a big change. As Mr. Obi, our house principal, who has worked for over 30 years in education, is retiring this year. I'm sure he's had to go through a whole evolutionary tree full of changing environments to adapt to the position he is in today. Thank you, Mr. Obie, for always being a fun and friendly house principal. Now, I am not Charles Darwin, nor am I likely to create a huge scientific breakthrough, but at least I did something. And that thing was describing the evolutionary events of an 8th grader in my FMS Class of 2023 Moving Up Day ceremony speech. Thank you.
Next to the mic is our speaker from Tawasentha, Kaya Sharma.
Good evening to Farnsworth Middle School faculty and staff, parents and guardians, and the class of 2027. My name is Kaya Sharma, and I'm so honored to be speaking in front of you all on a day as memorable as this. I'm going to start off by bringing everyone back to September 2019. We were in 5th grade and waiting for our graduation from the elementary schools. Then it was my first year in Gilderland. My family and I had always moved around a lot, so I was never able to stick to a group of friends. As we got farther and farther into the school year and closer to graduation, COVID hit. On March 12th, all our teachers introduced us to Google Classroom, where they said, and I quote, "just in case we got sent home." March 13th, we got sent home for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks eventually turned into 2 months, which turned into the rest of the school year. Then we graduated. We missed everything. The big 5th grade trip, the graduation ceremony, and everything that came along with that. When I first came to Farnsworth, I was scared. Sure, I knew the people that I spent 5th grade with, but it was even more scary to realize that I would be put into classes with people from 4 other schools. Besides the maybe 3 friends I had from Pine Bush, I knew absolutely no one. But I got through it, just like everyone else, and made it through 6th and 7th grade. Soon enough, 8th grade started, my favorite school year so far. Sure, there was a bit of pressure in some aspects, mainly on the regents, and a bit of cramming and studying for tests the day before we took them, but it was all worth it in the long run. I found an amazing group of friends that I love with all my heart. I met some amazing people and teachers this year that taught me so many things that I will never forget. 3 years ago, we were picking the language we would take in 6th grade. Now we're picking our schedule for freshman year. We came here as 10 and 11-year-olds wearing those blue masks. Now we stand here, 13 and 14-year-olds, about to spend the next 4 years of our life in the high school. I can tell you right now that September 2020 me was very different from who I am standing right here on this stage. We've grown in ways that are unmeasurable, both mentally and physically. As we move on to the later years of our life, let's never forget the memories that we made in this building and with the people in this room. Let's continue to achieve and succeed in many aspects of our lives. As we enter the high school, we are bound to thrive as we meet and encounter new challenges and experiences. We will have to adapt to a new environment, take on more responsibilities, and overcome challenges. I am confident that the class of 2027 will flourish doing these things. We can all make an impact no matter how big or small. Before I end this, I would like to thank all faculty and staff of the middle school, as well as everyone in this room right now, for an amazing middle school experience. What's happening right here in this room would not be possible without the support of families, teachers, and faculty. I would like to take some time to thank our teachers, who have guided us, challenged us, and inspired us. They've put in their time, effort, hard work, and energy into us succeeding at the topics they teach. We will forever be grateful. Now, June 2023, we're 8th graders about to leave all the teachers and staff we've learned from and loved to the high school. We had our 5th grade graduation taken away from us, but our 8th grade graduation won't be. Good luck to all my fellow classmates, and congratulations to the class of 2027.
Our final student speaker this evening is Timothy Kelly of Seneca House. Timothy is accompanied tonight by Brianna Del Pazzo as his American Sign Language interpreter.
Okay. I'm just gonna listen. All right, guys. Thank you. All right. All right. When you look back at the year, what do you remember? I know for a fact, for all of us, it is not the lessons of the year. It is rather the moments of the year. Who could forget in 7th grade when Dario found the boys' bathroom mirror in the handicap stall and parading down to Mrs. Willett's office, yelling, "I found the mirror, I found it." Or maybe you remember the Doozler Cruiser sled. Stories of it crashing majestically during the race. And of course, everyone remembers the winter dance and all of the strange but entertaining events there. In reminiscing about these great events of the Seneca 2027 class, I'd expect for most of you to be sad. You probably can't help but feel like you can't make memories like these at the high school. But I will assure you, this is all in your head. What really changes when moving from one school to another? Teachers, classrooms, lockers, sure. But do you know what does not change when you go to a new school? Think about that for a second. Think about it. It is the people around you, my comrades. With your closest friends around you, you will still have moments like grotesque reaction to Doozler over there shaving his beard. I mean, very volatile reactions. I'm pretty sure a couple people vomited in the bathroom that day. It was quite horrible. Anyways, I'm sure you will be extremely confident in high school if you have all the camaraderie to back each other up, because there will be more moments just like this, and people to make them infinitely more interesting. So I would advise you to look back at the bathroom gags and locker room goofs of the year, because through these moments, we get to see our friends and who will be with us through the journey of high school. Whether it be through grueling book readings of the Chihuahuas here, or again, the utter disgust of an absence of a beard on Doozler's face. What I'm trying to say here is that you don't really have to worry about anything. Just experience the energy with the people around you. So in the immortal words of Abraham Lincoln and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, party on, dudes!
Thank you to all of our student speakers. Well done. FMS and the Guilderland Central School District community has a long tradition of support for our music programs. To celebrate this tradition, our 8th grade chorus, led by Ms. Nancy Casalini, will now take the stage to sing for us, accompanied by Dr. Julie Philpone on piano.
2, 1, 2. All right. Thank you.
I'm always so impressed with the talent and hard work of our FMS music department. Thank you all for that inspiring performance. Now may I please introduce Dr. Marie Wiles, Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I'm just going to start with to the 8th grade chorus. Thank you for that music. It was absolutely inspiring. So let's give our singers another round of applause. So it is always an honor and a privilege to be part of this moving up ceremony for our 8th grade students. Tonight we're celebrating the class of 2027. It doesn't seem possible. So I want to offer each and every one of you a heartfelt congratulations for successfully completing this middle leg of your journey through the Guilderland Central School District. I also want to congratulate and thank all the people in your lives who made it possible for you to be sitting here in the West Gym at Guilderland High School today. We have an amazing faculty, staff, and administration at Farnsworth Middle School. We have an awesome Board of Education, many of whom are here this evening. And of course, we have your parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, all of those people who play such an important role in your success. So I think we should give one more round of applause to all of those people who make this possible. So I know we're getting close to the end of our program tonight, but before we do that, I want to tell you about a book I read earlier this year. It is a book about all of you. It was written by Dr. Lawrence Steinberg, who's a psychology professor from Temple University in Philadelphia, where I happened to be an undergraduate student many, many, many years ago. And the book is called, and I highly recommend it for everyone in this room, it's called The Age of Opportunity, Lessons from the New Science of Adolescence. So the first lesson is that scientists have learned that adolescence lasts a lot longer than we used to think. It starts at about the age of 10 and doesn't end until the age of, don't panic parents, 25. Yes, this topsy-turvy time of life called adolescence begins sooner and lasts longer than anyone thought. Another lesson you might already know is that the human brain is fully grown in size by the age of 10, but is far from done developing. For example, I am pretty sure that your parents and teachers have observed firsthand that as you entered adolescence, which you are all in the early stages of right now, that you might be more easily excited, more emotional, more prone to getting angry or upset, more sensitive to the opinions of others, especially the opinions of your peers. These changes are real and are the result of what Dr. Steinberg calls the early remodeling of a particular part of your brain called the limbic system, a system that plays a huge part in generating your emotions. Another part of your brain is also being remodeled during adolescence. It's called the prefrontal cortex, which sits right behind your forehead. It's the part of the brain that is responsible for what we call self-regulation. It makes us rational and able to control our thoughts and emotions. Now here's the story. What makes the adolescent years challenging is that there is a time lag between the activation of that limbic system that gets you excited and the prefrontal cortex that helps you check those feelings and urgings. As Dr. Steinberg puts it, adolescence is like driving a car with a sensitive gas pedal and bad brakes. In the book, Dr. Steinberg tells the story of when his own son, named Ben, was 14. Ben and his friends from school often spent Friday nights hanging out at one another's houses. And they would do what you would expect teenage boys to do. Stay up too late, eat junk food, watch movies, play video games. At around 2 a.m. on one of those nights, after watching Happy Gilmore for the umpteenth time, they decided to sneak out of the house and pay a surprise visit to a young lady named Lindsay Hillman, a girl that one of the boys liked who lived a few blocks away. As Dr. Steinberg described it, they were all in one of those euphoric moods brought on by Mountain Dew, Ruffles potato chips, and 2 hours of laughing at Adam Sandler. Dr. Steinberg goes on to say that all of these boys were good kids. They all got good grades, they didn't get in trouble in school, and they were generally perceived to have good judgment. But their limbic systems were in high gear. When they arrived at Lindsay's house, they threw pebbles at her bedroom window, Romeo and Juliet style. The goal was to wake her up, but instead, they woke up the entire block. The pebble throwing set off the Hillman's alarm system, which began to shriek, which caused the police to respond. The boys took off in all directions, but managed to get back to the house where they were sleeping over. And when they got there, they laughed uproariously about their exploits. The next morning, Dr. Steinberg gets a call from Lindsay's mom asking if he knew where Ben was the night before. And he said, well, he was at his friend Jason's house. She then told him about the boys throwing pebbles at her house, the alarm going off, the arrival of the police, and the boys' mad dash to get away. Well, Dr. Steinberg immediately called Ben, who was now deeply asleep at his friend's house, and asked them to meet him outside their house. When he arrived, he was met by his groggy, disheveled son and asked him, Ben, what were you thinking? And Ben lowered his head and said in an answer that was 100% truthful and not at all surprising, Dad, I wasn't thinking. Ben's brakes were not working. If this story sounds familiar or reminds you of some personal escapade, do not despair. Another key point made in the age of opportunity is that during adolescence, the brain is developing as rapidly as it did during your earliest years of life. In fact, Dr. Steinberg declares that adolescence is the new 0 to 3 in brain development. The malleability of the adolescent brain is good news if we take advantage of it, providing the sorts of experiences to young people that will facilitate positive development and protect them from the kinds of things that might hurt them. So why am I sharing all of this science with you tonight? As you get ready to enter GHS, you will have lots of experiences to capitalize on your malleable brain. Rigorous academics, numerous extracurricular clubs, athletics, music, drama, the arts, as well as opportunities to learn about business, the world of work, and many other options to help others through community service. But most importantly, there are many people there to help you and support your growth as a self-regulated, rational, thoughtful human being. To be sure, the expectations for academic achievement and good decision-making and respectful behavior will all be raised for you as high schoolers. Your prefrontal cortex will be in its remodeling stage as you are at GHS. It is our goal, and likely your parents too, that during those years you will continue to develop those indispensable skills that help you stop and think before you do something reckless like our friend Ben. You are at a wonderful time in your life, the age of opportunity. So I'm going to close tonight by sharing a timely coincidence. I was finishing up these remarks this past Saturday morning when our mail arrived. In it was my formal invitation to tonight's Mud ceremony. It is, I know it's hard to see, a lovely invitation. And I thought that the exquisite artwork on the cover by 8th grader Ari Choi visually captured the same ideas I was hoping to get across tonight. On it is a bird's nest, all the eggs are cracked open, and 3 birds in the adolescence of their lives, decked out in Guilderland colors of red and gray and black, are taking flight. They, like all of you, are setting off into their age of opportunity. Thank you, Ari, for that amazing and meaningful art. And congratulations to you, the class of 2027, and best of luck next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wiles. We would like to take this opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of the FMS class of 2023. And guys, this is a really accomplished group of kids. This year, our FMS 8th graders earned a colossal number of academic awards. 171 of these students were inducted into the National Junior Honor Society this year. 169 were awarded the President's Award for Academic Excellence. .160 of our 8th graders received the Board of Education Award for Superior Achievement in Learning. .20 of these students received the Board of Education Award for Notable Improvement in Learning. And 6 of them received the Sandra G. Morley Physical Education Leadership Award. Above and beyond all of these awards, each year we have 3 special 8th grade awards for which students are nominated by their teachers. Could these award recipients please rise for a round of applause when their name is read? The first award is the New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award, given to an FMS student who has shown academic excellence and the potential for leadership through involvement in activities that improve the community. This year's New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award goes to Dylan Mabee of Hiawatha. Well done. Great job, Dylan. The second award this evening is the New York State Attorney General's Triple C Award, given to FMS students who have shown character, courage, and commitment during their middle school years. Nominations by teachers reflect a student that has shown perseverance, as well as making time to support and encourage others. The New York State Attorney General Award for Character, Courage, and Commitment has been awarded to Kamsiana Akubo of Hiawatha. To Elise Schaefer of Mohawk. To Chloe Silver of Tawasentha. And to Hamsini Subramanian of Seneca. The final special award of the evening is the Knights of Pythias Award. This award is given to a student who has shown significant dedication in extracurricular activities and community endeavors. Albany Lodge number 540 Knights of Pythias Award for community service and extracurricular school service is awarded to Ryan Dennett of Mohawk. Before Mr. Laster comes back up to the mic to close our ceremony today, I wanted to share a few pieces of information. Before you leave this evening, please stop at the tables in the lobby to collect an envelope for your student that includes certificates and awards. And each student will also receive an 8th grade class photo courtesy of Adirondack School Portraits. We also have 2 backdrops set up in the lobby if you noticed on your way in, and you can use those as a photo station to take some pictures with your family. Today's ceremonies are being live streamed and will be uploaded to available to watch at your leisure on the FMS YouTube channel. And now I'd like to invite Mr. Laster back to the mic to close us out.
Thank you, Mrs. Willits. I'd like to thank all of our student speakers. You guys did fantastic, wonderful job. Proud of all of you. All right, now is the time that we've been waiting for. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the future graduating class of 2027 by their respective houses that they were in this year at Farnsworth Middle School. So students, when I call your house, you're gonna stand up and be recognized. So at this time, 8th graders from Towasenta, please stand up and get some love. Nice job, nice job. All right, let's see, who's next? How about 8th graders from Hiawatha House? Stand up and get some recognition. All right, how about our Seneca House 8th graders? Enjoy, congratulations. And let's see, certainly last but not least, Mohawk House 8th graders! Congratulations to all of our 8th graders and all of our 8th grade families. Thank you very much for coming out this evening. Another quick reminder, make sure you pick up the stuff, students, the gifts and the certificates on the way out. Before we leave, one big thank you and best wishes to Mr. Obi, who this is his 21st and last. On behalf of all of us at Farnsworth Middle School, congratulations. Have a safe drive home. Congratulations, 8th graders.